All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners weekend edition. We're going to go over what happened throughout the week with the Bitcoin miners, and then we will take a look at the Bitcoin charts throughout the week. So if you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button. Okay, let's talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to start with a bunch of my weekly charts that I update every week on the weekend. So the first one is, this is the activity of all the Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin week over week. So this is as of the close of the markets, the US markets on Friday versus the close of the US markets last Friday. So right now, right away, you're going to see a gold line. So Bitcoin itself was down 10% on the week. Bitcoin's had a gigantic run up in 2023. In about a 3-month period, Bitcoin ran up almost 64%. So that was a very big rally. We are pulling back from that. We'll take a look at the charts later and talk about exactly what the total pullback is. But just this week alone, Bitcoin has pulled back 10%. So you had a few that I think performed very well. TeraWulf down 10%, DigiHost down 12%, DMG Blockchain down 13%. Really, you see, then we get to where the average Bitcoin miner was. We have a lot of 15s, 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s. Riot was down 16% on the week. Marathon was down 16% of the week. I point those two out each week because they are the two largest market cap Bitcoin miners by far. Cypher is the third largest. That was down 18% this week. And HUT is the fourth largest. That was down 19% this week. So we know the Bitcoin miners are a leveraged play on Bitcoin. However, this week I think they performed fairly well. Most of these are just about a 1.5 to a 2x leverage to the downside. We oftentimes get 3 or 4 times leverage out of these plays. So there were a few that had very bad weeks. 3 was down 23%, Any was down 25%, and Core Scientific was down 34%. But when we go to the next chart, you're going to see that's just a little bit of a natural pullback because they have had an astounding run so far in the year 2023. Which leads me to the next chart. This is all the Bitcoin miners' performance and Bitcoin's performance since January 1st, 2023. So we're now over 2 months into the year. So these charts are all through March 10th. So if you remember, Core Scientific had the worst week out of everybody this week, but still that leaves it year to date up 225%. So there was room for that to pull back, and that's what's happening. DigiHost is still up over 200% at 217%. Cypher, which is now the third largest Bitcoin miner by market cap, is still up 136% year to date. Then we've got a big group somewhere between 50 and 75%. That seems about the average of what's going on so far during the year. However, it has been a bumpy road. We had a huge run up. Now we've had a little pullback, but there's a few more worth mentioning. So CleanSpark is up 2% year to date. So some of these companies, for instance, Cypher is up over 100%. It's up 136%. Riot's up 56%. So they consistently finish in the top 3. They're very solidly a top 5 Bitcoin mining company from a production and operations standpoint. However, this stock has lagged behind. Also, from a growth standpoint, nobody's grown more than CleanSpark over the last 12 months. They are the highest growth company by far out of all the Bitcoin miners. So again, not financial advice, but for me, I look for outliers like this. Why is this only up 2%? The market definitely is holding this back and punishing this for some reason. So do your deep dive, see if you think there's a valid reason why this has lagged so far behind its peers. And then you've got TeraWulf. TeraWulf is actually a $100 million market cap company. They are down 12% on the year. So they are by far the biggest lagging stock out of all the Bitcoin mining companies this year. So again, to me, that's one I would put on my watch list, do a deep dive and figure out, is there a reason they're down 12% or is there opportunity here for them to make a run? And that's why I do these charts. Each one of these charts is just an individual piece of information. I talk about this every week. There's so many different data points that the more of these that we can look at, the more informed of a judgment we can make when going to make our investments. All of these are measuring from the price from last August of 2022, which is the last time Bitcoin was at $25,000. So you're going to see all of the Bitcoin miners are deeply red on this chart. DigiHost is the best performing at down 28%. From there, DMG Blockchain is down 44%. Then you've got 3 at 50%, Riot, Bit Digital, and Cypher. So Riot is the largest market cap out of all the Bitcoin miners. Cypher is the third largest market cap out of all the Bitcoin miners. Marathon is down here, down 72% from where it was. the last time Bitcoin was at $25,000. That is the second largest market cap out of all the Bitcoin miners. So you can see most of these are basically somewhere a triple or quadruple leverage to the downside so far. If Bitcoin can break through this $25,200 point that it keeps bumping into as resistance and make a run up to $29,000, and again, for my time frame, I am expecting that to happen in the next 90 days. Again, not financial advice. I don't know the future. That's what I think the charts look like to me. If that happens, I believe that a lot of these companies are going to go from red to green. So right now, every single company is anywhere from red to deep red. Bitfarms down 70%, a Cleanspark down 70%, TeraWulf down 71%, Marathon down 72%. Those companies have the potential to be green within the next 90 days, in my opinion, on this chart. So that would be a massive, massive move to the upside. So this is just another way to take a look at it. You guys can take a look and see if you think there's any opportunities in here yourself. Lastly, let's just take a quick look. This is the market cap of each one of the Bitcoin mining companies as of the close of business Friday, the equity markets in the US. So you're going to see, as always, Riot is in first place at $885 million. It did go under $1 billion. It was over $1 billion last week. Marathon is in second. Marathon's about $250 million behind Riot. Marathon, at many points in the past, has had a higher market cap than Riot. So Marathon is much further beaten down than Riot. So again, potentially another opportunity. You guys have to judge for yourself. Cypher has moved way up this list in recent months. They are now the third largest market cap, but you can see the gigantic drop-off. There's almost a 50% drop-off from second place to third place. So Cypher's $327 million. And then you go to HUT at $280 million. Now remember, HUT is in the middle of a lot of turmoil. They have some legal proceedings going on. They're also in the middle of a proposed merger of equals with another company. But while all that's going on, they do have a very large stack of Bitcoin. They have over 9,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So I would suspect a lot of this market cap that they have is just strictly based on the strong balance sheet and assets that they have. And really, it's mostly Bitcoin. So from there, you can see we take another giant leap down from 280 down to 197 with Hive. Cleanspark at 162, Bitfarms at 156, Iris Energy at 141. TeraWulf is at $102 million market cap. Everything else is under $100 million. Those are all micro cap, and then moving into nano cap stocks. You can see Stronghold's $16 million. Gree is $17 million. You know, if you think those companies are going to survive and at some point in the future thrive, whether it be 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, these are tiny, tiny nano cap stocks. Stronghold at $16 million. If it just got back to $160 million and it was a much higher market cap than that, that would be a 10x from where it is right now. So these are the types of opportunities that I do think exist. Again, you've got to do your own due diligence, and you've got to understand your own risk tolerance and your own time frame, because it may take a while for some of these to happen. But I believe there's opportunities for potential 10x's, 20x's on this list if you're patient enough over a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 year window of time. Okay, so I want to look at Bitcoin itself, and I'm going to start on the 4-hour time frame. There's a vertical yellow line here. That's where Bitcoin was when the market closed on March 3rd, so that is a week ago. We had a purple line at around 22,400. We did hold this line for several days, you can see. Once we broke away from this, we moved quickly down to our next line at around 21,500. This line did not hold for long at all. And once we broke through this, we ran straight down to the very next line, which was all the way down to 19,890. That was the line that I was talking about. I felt very strongly if we could not hold this line, that we would be retesting this line very quickly. That's exactly what happened. Now, on the Friday live stream, I did talk about the fact that we were very, very, very oversold. And I thought it was highly likely that over the weekend we were going to have a nice rally. But in my opinion, I want to make sure this doesn't fool people. I'm not sure we've bottomed out and we're moving back up. I just think we were at epically oversold levels. So this is a little bit of a reprieve. So to show you what I mean by that, while we were talking on the Friday live stream, you can see at some point on Friday, the daily RSI got down to 9. So that is just about the lowest it's ever been in the history of Bitcoin. So this was truly at historically oversold proportions during the trading day on Friday. So what I had talked about is there's an awful lot of room to the upside to potentially test 50. In the 2 days since then, we have run up from 9 to over 50. We're now at 54 on the daily RSI. So we're going to have to see. I would expect the rest of today into tomorrow morning to maybe be sideways. So what we now have to do is see if we can test 50. Can we hold 50 and go above that? In which case, this will have been a very, very short correction. I was potentially expecting more downward pressure. We did have a trend reversal when we broke through the line at $21,400. And things moved, in my opinion, from bullish to bearish, notwithstanding the fact that we were in the very, very short term oversold and due for a little run up over the weekend. So we have now gotten that run up. That has happened. The question is what is going to happen next. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can see this line of support that we talked about really held. We had one 4-hour candle that closed below, the next one closed back above, and we've held ever since then. So that's very strong support. I would not be surprised if we retest this line. In fact, I would be surprised if we don't retest this line again. So despite the fact that we've had a nice weekend, I'm expecting some kind of pullback and to retest this line of support. If we're lucky, this line of support holds and we can get back onto a rally. If not, we may need to go down and test some lower points. My next line of support is at around 19,200, and then the next one's at about 18,200. The flash crash was about 17,500. I don't think we're going to go retest that, but those would be the points lower than this that we could potentially retest if we can't gain the momentum. Some other circumstances have happened in the market that lead me to believe there's a possibility this could be a very, very short pullback and we could turn back around. This mostly has to do with Silicon Valley Bank, the fallout of that and the ramifications of that. I think the one potential winner, while there's a lot of losers and we're only beginning to understand the contagion of where this is going to go to, I think the one winner in all of this potentially is Bitcoin itself. So I think the worse that situation gets, the more potential there is that Bitcoin holds its ground and maybe starts to rally again. So we don't know. We'll see. Right now, the weekend's going basically as expected. A nice little rally off of the bottom. We did hold this $19,900 line. So that was very important. That is encouraging. So obviously we'll have to wait and see until the equity markets open tomorrow, and then I would expect to see what the next move in Bitcoin is from there. So that's what happened this week in Bitcoin. Thanks so much for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button and hit the notification bell. Also, you can join the channel by hitting the join button, which is right next to the subscribe button. It's $5. It gets you access to a lot of members-only content, members-only live stream, and a members-only Discord. So thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.